So this is some free talking to try and help with my understanding of my situation by giving me some memory of events and to help me come to terms with my situation. I really want to understand things because at the moment I'm very confused in my life and it's hard to get a timeline together, for example. So my understanding so far is that I had my injury in 2015, and I believe it was a suicide attempt by jumping from a building. And as a result of the attempt, I received severe body damage and brain damage as well. The brain damage has resulted in a loss of memory, and that's a near complete loss of memory of past events and inability to form new memories as well. I also have severe body damage, so I'm now partially disabled. But initially I was in a wheelchair. Now I use a walking stick to move around. So I am trying to gain an understanding of my life, and timeline is part of this. So I need to more accurately establish the timing of my injury. I also need to understand the nature of my injury, and I believe it was a suicide attempt jumping from a building. I wanted to get some detail about the attempt and the location and the extent of the injuries. And now I have brain damage with loss of memory and partial disablement, and initially it was full disablement. So I want to understand if there's any prospect of further recovery. I suspect it's 2022 as I record this, so that means 7 years have passed since my injury. Therefore, any further improvement seems unlikely, I would say. So it's possible that the way I am now, partially disabled, no memory, essentially, difficulty in vision, it is possible that this is my permanent condition going forward, and that is a huge concern, and I very much hope that I'm incorrect and that I can hope for some further improvement. But as I say, 7 years have passed, so it is unlikely, I suppose. But I still remain hopeful. So I do need to gain a more thorough understanding of my situation, the extent of my injury, and understand how much I've recovered and what I can hope for in terms of further recovery. So I still remain hopeful, even though I know it's unlikely. So I am trying to basically understand my life and know what to hope for and what to be working on in terms of my condition. At the moment, I am eating and sleeping and using the internet somewhat. That is my life basically. I'm being maintained to live here in supported living. And there doesn't seem to be any treatment as such. So that suggests that how things are now is how things will remain going forward. And that is awful, and I'm very sad about it. But reality is what it is, and so I need to accept things and do the best I can to proceed. So as I say, I am get lost on details about my situation and how it arose. So I need to find more details. I might have some already. I just need to find this information. So I suppose I am wondering what my life is now. It's difficult to read at the moment. My eyes don't function too well. So reading and watching film and television is not straightforward. It's not that easy to do. So I need to see if I can improve that. So I am worried about how I will entertain myself going forward if I can't read or watch film and television. I'm kind of stuck in terms of entertainment, so that is a big concern. I am able to use the internet somewhat. Reading is difficult and I have no memory, so that's a concern as well. I doubt very much that can improve after 7 years. So I have to try and find a way to make it work. So life is definitely not easy, it's very challenging, and I don't know how to live contentedly. I've yet to find a way forward. At the moment it is just living day to day. Food and accommodation. But there is not anything in terms of treatment for me, so I suspect that authorities don't expect me to improve very much. I am just being maintained to live, it seems. And that is awful. That's the way things are for me now, I suspect. So it's possible I've talked to somebody about my situation like this and I've forgotten. What I need to do is have a talk with somebody that I can film and record so that I have a foundation in understanding my situation. Because at the moment I'm too lost in my understanding. It's too patchy and there's a lot that I don't know. So I need to record a conversation with staff to go through some things where I can ask questions randomly to understand my situation. So I hope to arrange that as soon as I can. I need to build a foundation of understanding so that I can start to live properly. Life is very confusing right now and it is just about survival, day to day. And I think that's what authorities are doing. They're keeping me alive with food and accommodation. And that is so tragic if this is my life now. But it might be what I have to accept. I just don't know enough to determine that. So my next steps will be to try and communicate with staff whom I don't talk to at all. I can talk to staff to find out details of what happened to me in my injury. Find out if there's any prospect for further improvement or if I need to make life work as it is now. So I hope to do that soon and I hope I can make progress today and tomorrow, for example. Life is very mysterious to me right now, and it does seem to be just about survival. Food and accommodation seems to be the sum total of what I'm doing with my life. and I'm wondering if there's anything to hope for in terms of my improvement. Everything is a mystery right now, and it is frustrating. So I hope I can speak to someone soon and record it to help know where I'm standing in life.